Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Tech with Hash. Today we will be talking about real versus reality of the software engineering life. On Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and even on Snapchat, we see engineers portraying this life of digital nomad, the ability to work from anywhere and everywhere, and also making six-figure salaries at the same time. Today, we are going to be looking at some of those assumptions and decoding them so that you are well informed when you're coming into the tech industry. Before I start the video, I do want to say that I'm not trying to discourage anyone from getting into the industry, or I'm not trying to say that people that do portray this life of a digital nomad in social media are in any way lying or pretending. I'm just trying to give a reality check of what it is to be an average engineer in the tech industry on an everyday basis. So let's get started. Assumption number one, digital nomads. A software engineer can work from anywhere and everywhere. This is something that's very nice to aspire to, and I see a lot of software engineers posting these videos that they're working from anywhere and everywhere all around the world. These videos are very interesting to look at and very fun, but unfortunately, it is not the reality for most of the software engineers in this field. In 2023, a lot of the big tech companies are having software engineers come back into the office again. Even though it's not going to be a full 5 days of work in the office, it's still going to be at least a hybrid model where engineers come in for the majority of the week into the office. Especially if you're a junior dev, companies are going to try to get you to come into the office so that you can have some face time with some senior devs on your team, which is really great for your career path, but also does put this restriction that you'd have to come into the office. On top of this, some companies do allow engineers to work from home, but there are some restrictions on location. For example, if you're working from home for a cloud company which deals with a lot of customer data, due to data rules and security reasons, you will still be required to work from the country that your company is in or in the jurisdiction of the state that the company is operating in. So for an average engineer in tech, digital nomad is a little bit hard to get into. And if that's something that you're interested in, it's not unattainable. It is something that you can definitely do. For example, I know a lot of software engineers that have started taking up contracting so that they will be able to give their own flexible hours and work from anywhere that they want to work out of. In addition to that, there are companies that are going remote now because they do see that over the last year, even though a lot of engineers have been working from home due to COVID, the productivity has not gone down. So companies are definitely adopting that model. So when you're applying for a job, be sure to look at what kind of company it is and what kind of roles it offers, if it's an office-first company or if it's a remote role. If it's an office-first company, it's likely that they're going to bring you back into the office. Assumption number two, software engineers make six-figure salaries. Money, my most favorite subject, or should I say, one of my favorite subjects. You must have come across posts or articles saying that software engineers make six-figure salaries. This is true if you are an experienced engineer in the industry or if you've gotten a job at one of the big tech giants or the FAANG companies right out of college. But if you are a junior level dev, or if you've just gotten out of college and if you've landed a job at a mid-level company, then it's likely that you're going to see around 5 figures and not really 6-figure salary. You can make anywhere between 60 to 70 and even 80K in some cases. But if you are an entry level or a junior dev in one of the FAANG companies, then you can make anywhere between 100 to 120K in addition to sign-on bonuses, which are pretty much 10 to 20K, which is spread over 2 years. If you are in mid-level or a senior level dev, then even in a mid-level company, you will definitely be making 150 and north of that. And the same thing applies to senior devs too. If you're a senior dev in a FAANG company, then you will be making 200, 230, and if you're a principal, then you can see up to 300 plus. Majority of your pay package comprises of RSUs. So if you do well in the company is going to do well, and your stock share is going to go up. Your stock price will go up, and hence your package will also go up. So that's why RSUs form an important part of your pay package. In addition to being a good engineer, interviewing skills plays an important role in this aspect. Interviewing at these FAANG companies or these tech giants itself requires a separate set of coaching on those kind of interviewing skills. If you're interested in that, I do have a video that I'm going to tag here and also in the description below. Assumption number 3. Tech has really bad work-life balance. I've gotten a lot of questions about my work-life balance at AWS or Amazon, and when I tell them that it's not as bad as it is portrayed, people are often really surprised, and there's usually a raised eyebrow. It's all about the boundaries that you set for yourself and the boundaries that you set with your manager and your management. Tech as a whole is trying to invest more in employee happiness because a happy employee means they're more creative, and more creative means they're going to be more productive and architect solutions that are better for the company. So the company is actually profiting from happy engineers, and it's not if an engineer is sad and doesn't really want to do their work. That said, I'm not saying that all of your weekends are going to be free and you're never going to be working overtime. If there's a project delivery or if there's a high severity issue that you're a part of, then definitely there is an expectation that you will work and finish that and deliver those results. This is the same for any industry and not specifically tech. If the work-life balance is a little bit off, you've tried to set your boundaries with your manager or S team and they're still pushing it, then it's definitely time to move on and find another company that will give you that work-life balance. There are a lot of companies that will do that. So if the company that you're at is not doing that, I think it's time for a change. Assumption number 4. Layoffs and tech industry is not the industry that you want to be in right now. This is more of a recent news due to the layoffs happening in 2023 and also the end of 2022, that tech is not an industry that you want to be in because of the way that mass layoffs have been happening in tech. All of these big tech giants have been laying off anywhere between 10 to 18K employees per company, and that's a lot of unemployed engineers. It's definitely a really tough and scary time to be in tech right now, especially if you're an engineer in one of these big tech companies. But tech is an integral part of our life, so tech is not going anywhere. So programming and coding skills are still a skill that you should be learning in 2023 if tech is something that you're interested in. And I've seen most of them go on to do contracting work and spin up their own businesses that offer tech services. Because as I mentioned before, tech is still an integral part and everybody uses tech every day in their life, every minute. So there are services that people need, and it's never going to be an industry where it has reached a saturation point and there's nothing else and all of the engineers need to get fired and AI is taking over. One of the best advices that I've got about dealing with these layoffs is to save up your money so that you can live off of your savings for the next year or two and then learn all of the coding skills that you will need for the year 2025, because it's going to be a hiring frenzy in 2025. And that's all I had for you guys today. I hope I helped you decode some of the assumptions in tech and enjoyed my video. Definitely comment below, subscribe, and hit that like button. If you want me to go into details on any of these sections, also feel free to let me know in the comments below. Again, I want to tell you that I'm not saying that anyone is pretending on their social media or discouraging you from getting into tech. This is merely just a reality check, and I hope it gives you the ability to understand what is the ground reality in tech and helps you make a better decision. Best of luck.